going to spout some, well, it's possibly total bro science, total bro bullshit. Is I just now, I'm absolutely pooped. Trying to go for an 8k jog, and after getting a season personal best yesterday at my 5k, I think my body's just a bit exhausted. I've had all my fruit smoothies, I've had all my antioxidants, I've had all my green tea, had all my healthy dinner last night and everything. But I think when you push yourself one day, it really takes it out of you for a couple of days. However, the point I'm trying to get to just now is the idea of different energy pathways in terms of cardiovascular exercise. So whenever I'm jogging along this flat path and I'm plodding along at 10 kilometers an hour, nice and slow, I feel that I'm in a groove, not a rut, a groove, where I can just tap into this relaxed, easy-going energy, and the only thing I've really got to think about is fatigue, muscle tiredness, joints, ankles, stuff like that. If I then push myself a little bit more and I go up to the 12 kilometers an hour pace, I feel like it's not just, well, it's a little bit faster, it's a whole different jog going on. So there's different muscles being used, there's different timings going on, there's more core activation going on, your butt's being used a bit more. And then when I go up to the next stage, let's say 13, 14, or if I'm like, a sprint for me is 15 kilometers an hour, which can only hold for about 30 seconds. That's a completely different exercise, completely different mechanics going on. And I think that's one thing to definitely train if you are trying to get better at something like a 5k speed, not just to be able to do the distance, but if you're trying to get a better 5k speed, then you've got to be able to figure out how you can tap into the different energy routines or reserves. And I think that's also where hill sprints come in. If you just only ever train on a flat path like this, if you ever come to even a slight incline, your body's just like, I have no idea how to deal with this. So just now, even though I'm very fatigued, what I'm trying to do is some interval training just now. I'm not able to go very far, and I'm trying to get up to about 14 kilometers an hour, but by the time I get up to that, I'm just like, oh, I'm dead, I'm done. Oh, slow down again. However, it's just, even if you're not getting distance in that, it's almost like you're developing the muscle memory to know how to tap into that higher speed muscle coordination going on. Yeah, I think it's good. So even if you are totally fatigued like I am just now, and you think I'll go for a jog, and if you're trying to do what this is an 8 kilometer flat route, you can still like walk jog, but trying to bring in stuff like sprint intervals definitely will benefit you in the long run. Maybe just now it won't help me very much, but whenever I'm trying to do like a 1 kilometer sprint or a 2 kilometer sprint, being able to know how I can transition from my 10k to my 12k to my 14k pathways, that's not the right word, but that's the kind of idea that I'm going with, is good to do. So it's now lots of interval training on this nice flat path. I was getting a slight impression that possibly going for a jog when you are fatigued may have additional benefits as well, just letting you understand and know what fatigue and tiredness actually is, and potentially making you really appreciate the benefit of total recovery. So going for a jog, pushing yourself a little bit when you are tired, when you are fatigued, when you haven't fully recovered, I think there potentially are definitely benefits to it. A bit like, you know, how sometimes say like intermittent fasting, restricting yourself from food, you think that can't be right. Sometimes it is good. Same with like weight training. You know, training when sore still has its benefits. Maybe jogging when fatigued does have additional benefits which aren't totally obvious. You know, your initial performance when you're doing this, it's down the pan, you feel tired, you feel knackered, but the potential in the style of the recovery curve. What the hell was that? That was interesting. Yeah, so normally you have your recovery curve. So this is your baseline. You do some exercise, your performance curve drops, and then it comes back up, and then it gets higher. So your next starting level is up here. But if it drops down here, and then as you're recovering, you do another exercise and it drops further, and it's got higher to return up. The only trick is to make sure you definitely at one point give yourself a full recovery time, like a good 2 days, 48 hours, 56 hours, something like that, to really get a proper recovery before you can really test yourself if you have actually gained anything. But yeah, I'd say today this is going to be a good training session. All these little interval trainings, really putting pressure on the heart and lungs, and mainly muscle endurance for me, and running efficiency that I'm definitely having to develop. Whew, right, off we go.